All right, we are live. Give me 1 second.
No good. I control my
3, 2, 1.
I'm going to have to update that because it is Christmas time in America once again, and we have been given the greatest gift of all time. CM Punk is back in the WWE, and we are going to talk all about that, as much as some people may not want us to, because that is the only thing going on in wrestling today. But this is Jabronis United, your one-stop shop for all things wrestling on Wednesday night. I am your host, the real deal, Ryan O'Regan. With me, as usual, is... Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want me to go to the other guy while you were napping, Kyle?
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
With me, as always, is the type of Kyle Krieger up there on the left, and on the right is Major Day. I don't miss Bussy.
I just might as well accept it because he's going to constantly do it.
Still Bussy up there, so I'm going to say it. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. We, of course, we show up every night, Wednesdays, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. We will be talking about AEW Dynamite, and boy, hopefully they had a good show after this weekend. We will be talking about that once it ends after the 10 o'clock hour. But in the meantime, we do have to talk about the man of the hour, or in case you haven't heard the whole damn weekend, CM Punk.
Do we, though?
Yes, we do. Throw the graffiti on him. Throw the graffiti on him.
Now, you see, what would have really been funny is had we not mentioned it most of the show, just to throw people off. See, now that would have been a good twist. That would have been a swerve.
God, no. No.
And
no,
as always, our fan, Jeff Riley, is here to be the voice of the voice, considering he is not the biggest fan of Mr. Punker like I have right here.
No, wait, hold up. Let's get one thing straight. This was the biggest thing for WWE. This is the biggest thing for CM Punk. This is like bringing back ham and burger, bringing back peanut butter and jelly, bringing back Kool-Aid with sugar.
Is it all those things?
Yes, it is.
Like, really?
Yes.
It's wrong.
It's CM Punk, baby. It's like CM Punk needs WWE like WWE needs CM Punk.
Question is, how many times will he leave and return? It's the same. It's like, it feels like it's the same story, and it's the third time that we've heard it. At least the third time that we've heard it. It's impressive that it's just like, he comes in, he toxifies the locker room, he gets himself booted out or he leaves, and then he pops up in another spot saying, "I'm home," or "I'm back." It's like, how many times?
Like, do he really toxify the locker room?
Yes.
Do he really? Do he really?
He do.
Look,
Hey.
all I know is I've got...
He done did it.
Okay?
He done did it. Even Meatwad says he do it.
Like Postmas.
No.
There you go.
No. We don't have no Mr. Hanky here. We going Meatwad, man.
No, we gonna do Mr. Hanky.
Number one of the hood, G.
No, you don't count. Because this is Christmas spirit moment. Oh.
This ain't no Christmas gift for me.
Well, too bad for you. So, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, do I need to call my homies and pop a cap in your ass?
You won't pop a cap in no Christmas moment.
Hey, Buddy the Elf has joined us tonight.
Yeah. Oh, what's up, Rob?
Hello.
Hello, Rob.
Speaking of Christmas, indeed.
Now
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm enjoying the season so far. I can't necessarily speak for anybody else.
I am too.
Same Jeff here.
There was a way.
Jeff has sent me pictures of him flipping off the screen already.
Oh, he did? Wow.
Many pictures of him flipping off the screen when that happened. It was quite impressive.
Lady,
I changed the picture. How about that?
I will say this.
You know, if you want a better picture, put up a picture of Sky Too Hottie or something.
No. Just leave CM Punk ways. Because it's the Christmas spirit. This is his gift. This is WWE's gift to us. Oh, wow. I give Punk 6 months to a year before he...
That's what I said.
Well, okay.
Exactly.
Let's get into actual conversation.
I agree.
Talking on the pictures here. So
Rich,
yes.
I absolutely agree. That is exactly what I would. That's exactly what I was saying. I'll give it six months to a year before he's either fired or he causes a locker room incident of drama. Yes, he puts butts in the seats, as I've said, but he's a
Kyle, if I may.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes.
Now, is there not the possibility that CM Punk is being brought on for more of a utilitarian sort of position?
What are you saying?
Like, here's the thing. We have people that are brought in by WWE, whether it's because of Vince or not, like Ronda Rousey, Brock Lesnar, Sting, back when he was, freelance before he joined AEW. You have these big names that are brought in for maybe a few months or a good pop, and then they take their leave, and then they come back, and then they take their leave. They've been doing that for Undertaker for like a decade. Is it not possible that Punk is going to be used in the same mode?
Certainly possible.
And I will also add, Punk has one thing that most of those other people don't have. Mic skills.
He does have mic skills
all the time. You can have him talk. You can have him be a manager since he's getting in his age. You could have put him on commentary. He could be the new Bobby the Brain Heenan or Jerry the King Lawler.
I would have rather him on commentary.
And more than likely, it will be something that comes along down the line if they had decided to have a long contract with him. I don't necessarily see Punk being a bad thing for the talent, per se. I know there's a lot of people that probably think, oh, he's going to, screw over Drew McIntyre now, or he's going to end up screwing over Cody Storm or something like that. Whatever that Punk is going to be utilized that much because Triple H is in charge. He knows how to handle somebody like Punk more so than I think Tony Khan ever did.
Facts. But I'm going to say this as well. You got two champions from different brands. You got Roman Reigns and you got Seth Rollins. Suppose he's just one of those part-timers where he's just doing certain matches with certain people to build up hype.
He certainly gets people to watch.
Yeah.
It's like I don't deny what he can bring. It's just it's like if it's the good along with a lot of bad. And it's just granted, yes, under the current TKO structure, yeah, he's probably on a very short rope.
Right.
But and honestly, I hope he is, because if he's not, then that could be a problem.
Times, Kyle says something.
Wait, how are there two Kyles, ladies and gentlemen?
Or is he?
I'm everywhere. I am nowhere. I am everywhere.
So you're trying to tell me you're AI?
What? Pardon? Rebooting. Sorry, I got to reboot for a second. But no. I just like to respond to chat on occasion if I can on my many different accounts. But no, there is only one me, but I am everywhere. I am omnipresent, man.
Okay, so you're the Riddler. Okay.
Yeah, by the way, more like the Mad Hatter, but
love this picture.
It's a cold day in hell, indeed.
Yeah, nah.
Well, no, that was the quote he had with it.
I
It's
know.
a cold day in hell.
Yeah.
Well, because the thing is, CM Punk really didn't have a problem with like really much of the roster. And I don't think I think when he says that everyone enjoys him backstage, I think there is a reason to be glad that Punk is there back where he pretty much made the name for himself before going over to AEW.
Sure
The issues he had was with management.
Right.
And now that Vince is deposed, to say it lightly, and Triple H has that creative control thanks to TKO, which, you know, say what you will about his time with UFC and Dana White, there is still a connection there. I feel Punk is finally in a situation that is going to be most opportune to him rather than AEW, where they were like, oh my God, it's CM Punk, give him everything.
Yeah, yes and no. Yes and no. It's like,
hold on. I'm going to stop you, Jeff. I'm going to pause you on this one. First and foremost, it may be best for business to bring CM Punk, but I wouldn't call Paul a disgrace, because everything Paul do, he do it for the benefit for WWE. So I would definitely say I like you. I know we never met, but give the man a chance. Like, he just stepped back into WWE.
Okay.
Question is, how many chances does one get?
Okay, so if that's the case, we should bring up other wrestlers that were banned by WWE and never saw the light of day, but they went to other promotions. And
I understand. I know Jeff Hardy's one of them.
Randy Savage.
How many chances did he get? It's like I thought he just left and never came back.
Yeah, he left and never came back.
Yeah,
well, we all know the reason why that happened.
Hogan.
And
you have to talk about Hogan.
Stuff I shall not say. Wink,
and
wink.
Warrior.
Yep.
And Bret Hart.
Yep.
You know, there were a lot of people that have run afoul of WWE, but you know what?
Well, Bret Hart came back.
Yes, surprisingly.
That with Vince still in charge.
And that was the company directly affecting Bret in the ring, in storyline, with malice.
Mm-hmm.
WWE never did anything like that to Punk. If anything, Punk was just getting like worn out like a bad eraser.
Right.
And to an extent, I think a lot of people sided with Punk over that whole thing because, yeah, when you're pretty much just given Z-Packs and told to keep going on that schedule that WWE has, and you end up shitting your pants during a match, it might be time
yeah. He was justified in leaving. He was definitely justified in leaving that time, but he was still a backstage poison pill.
True. God, Jeff, boy.
Oh man, that is certainly a way to put it.
You are visceral, is an understatement.
Eviscerating.
But no. See, I can understand people saying, "Oh, Punk may be a bad element," but I think that's only because Punk is definitely one of those people that knows his own worth and is willing to fight for it. Whereas I think a lot of other wrestlers, especially during the business of, during the pandemic, during when WWE was buying up everybody like WCW and ECW, I think people got themselves into a position where they were just happy to be working, period.
Right.
So they were willing to go ahead and accept anything, take anything that was offered, whatever. Don't forget, this is the same man who went ahead and took his time off. And then came back after however many years. What was it? 7 years away?
Was it 7?
I think it was 7.
I think it was longer.
No, because if you think 7, it's been a decade since he was in WWE. It was 7. We'll say 7. But yeah, you take 7 years, you bring him back. Obviously, after a couple of failed UFCs, he comes back into AEW and he's lauded. He is given so much control over his own narrative that, yeah, he does butt heads with a couple of bookers, like he probably did with Vince. The unfortunate thing is that they weren't old men like Vince. They were Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks.
Yeah. But were they old or they was just young?
And then you end up beaten, battered, bruised, putting your body on the line to the point where you end up like this. This was not pretty for anybody.
No.
Look at poor Tony.
Tony, like, what did I get myself into?
Exactly.
that 1,000-yard stare was fantastic.
And so much so that obviously during the break, they decided to go ahead and like, you know what, Punk? Let's just go ahead and give you your own show, your own playground called Collision. Came back, brought his own belt, put the X on it, which I thought was a very creative endeavor, considering you had MJF holding the official title. And then you have this new title, kind of like in the way WWE does. He has the title, he has the show, he has everything. And then, God damn it, Jack Perry.
I blame Jack Perry.
My thoughts on Jack Perry being what they are, but yeah, it was a once bitten, twice shy sort of scenario. I have no doubt in my mind that whatever he may have done to Tony Khan, Vince either would have like slapped him or he would have gotten Triple H to slap him.
Yeah, well, or that he would have had someone do it in the ring,
right?
Like stiff him a few times,
right?
The WWE has a way of going about those sorts of things. AEW obviously did, regardless of whether or not Bryan Danielson was on the board for review in regards to what to do with Punk, which I understand why Bryan was brought in. He's close with Punk. He was probably being able to give like a different point of view rather than management. Ultimately, they decided with cause, let him go.
And
understood. You know
they're right, and they were right for it.
Yeah, not a fit.
But
would I call him a cancer?
No.
If anything, I would call Punk just abrasive.
Yeah. Or
that's maybe a light-hearted way of saying it, but abrasive is the best way to put it when you consider what he does in comparison to like other wrestlers before his time.
Right. But here's the other kicker. We can't ignore the elephant in the room, how AEW kind of screwed him over. Because remember, they were supposed to pick him up. No, nobody picked him up. He wound up taking the subway over to the stadium. So I'm not saying, who dropped the ball on that aspect.
If anybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Jeff,
like I personally have ranted about CM Punk more than enough. It's like it's just gotten tired at this point. Well, and like I stated before, I give it 6 months to a year, and it's just, yeah.
I say 4.
4 months.
6 months.
No, not 4 months. 4 years.
And then
4 days.
4 years.
You give it 4 weeks.
Well, I mean, as of right now, we already know what his first big thing in WWE is going to be, and that's going to be going up against Seth the Chef.
Yep. And it's like so like Seth's reaction is most likely a work, though.
Oh, it definitely is.
Though I think McIntyre's was legit. It's like they knew that he was coming in before, like they were informed right before the match, and that's probably why he left in a huff beforehand. But yeah, I would put his reaction as closer to legit than Seth Rollins's or Rhea's reactions. Though I do love them both. I do love all those reactions. That they were great.
I think Rhea's was the funniest when she did like the whole little watch thing.
Yeah, she did the middle finger.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think Seth would have gone ahead and been like as.
I think Seth hammed it up.
His reaction if he wasn't putting it on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he definitely hammed it up, which is fine. Perfectly fine.
I think this is probably the best way to start him off because you are immediately going to get those people who are going to be anti CM Punk. And since his days away from WWE, I don't think there's been a single WWE star who has probably been more vocal against Punk, whether it be on tweets or in interviews or whatever, than Seth Rollins. And then even then, I think Seth is still working.
Right.
I don't think he really has like that animosity because why would he?
Rollins is a professional. I will give him that.
He first came on the scene, they worked together.
Yeah.
If anything, they were probably the last people that worked with him. So why not? Kyle? I don't mean to necessarily address you, but I know you're between the three of us the more anti-Punk.
Yeah, you're the more anti-Punk.
Well, it's like I'm tired of him. And you know he's going to get a spot at WrestleMania. It's like I understand what he does. People do watch for him. He has a cult following, and it's like I understand why a company would sign him. It's just I'm tired of it. I was tired. It's like I saw what he did, and the last time we went over his nonsense, it's like I'm saying the same thing over and over and over again.
But you know,
so like I said, I give it 6 months to a year.
I don't think he's that bad of an individual. I think we all exaggerate.
He's about himself, which of course all of them are.
All of them are, yeah.
I know, all of them are. It's just I'm so freaking tired of it. It's like the same thing I say about Reigns. I'm just so tired of it. Or with Vince, I'm just so tired of it. It's the same old.
Okay, let's see what Jeff has to say, Steve. Yeah, I would have done that different. I would have had a smile on my face, go to him, and go for a handshake, then knock his lights out and keep beating him until he.
All right, nice. I see. That would have made for entertaining TV.
Yes, but I don't think you should have done that in Chicago.
No.
That would have gotten hit. That would have gotten some. That would have gotten volcano heat.
Yeah.
That would have caused the new Chicago fire if you did that. That would have been great. You when you get an entire city booing you, that is good booking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't think nothing's gonna happen at WrestleMania when they're in Philly.
And it would be rage heat, not get off the freaking stage heat.
Right.
That's the heat you want. You want it if you're a heel, you want the entire arena booing you. You want the arena and the rest of the city booing you. You want to be run out of town as a heel.
Well, you don't want to be. You will get. Oh wow!
But here's the thing: he couldn't that night because he was the face.
Right.
He wasn't for the Judgment Day.
So yes.
He was
like I said, while I would
in his daddy's match,
mm-hmm.
Seth did as much as he could while still placating the idea that he was one of the good guys.
Right.
Yes, which is fine. And like I said, it's I understand why he didn't do what Jeff proposed. Well, like I said, that would have been fantastic, entertaining TV if one of them just went up and started wailing on him. But yes, I understand why Rollins wouldn't do that right there.
Right.
And that's fine.
Now, guys,
it just would have made for one hell of a moment.
Let me just go ahead and ask you. Obviously, I don't think Punk and Seth is going to go all the way to WrestleMania.
No.
It's going to be Punk versus Reigns.
No.
Here's the question I have, because I don't think within like 6 months to a year, however long Punk's going to be here, I don't think he's necessarily have a belt within his first year coming back to WWE, because I don't think that's really a smart decision. Look at how quickly they put a belt on Punk back in AEW. In fact, even giving him his own with the X on it. So who does he face at WrestleMania?
Kevin
Technically,
Owens.
he does have a belt.
All right, but here's what Ryan is saying. Who will be the perfect person at WrestleMania for him to face? I say.
Yep, don't worry, we will get into that in a few minutes. I just want to get this one thing out.
I say Kevin Owens.
Ooh.
No.
Yeah.
There's only one opponent that would make perfect sense, and it would be because he's going to yell on how he stole his thunder for the for the big return at Survivor Series. And that is your 24/7 champion, R-Truth.
No.
The perfect opponent.
No, you want
for CM Punk.
No.
For the 24/7 title.
No. CM Punk needs to face Kevin Owens to establish dominance.
No. I got your guy.
Brooklyn Brawler.
Because you need someone who's going to be able to work with him physically and still be able to have the mic skills to go back and forth with him.
Gritty.
And unfortunately, since we don't know whether or not he's still a Paul Heyman guy, I don't think working against Reigns would be smart. But you know who else is good on the mic and would probably be able to even carry Punk to a certain extent if needed?
Gritty.
Logan Paul.
That I would turn it off. I would turn that match right off.
No.
Dude, come on. The build between those two just going against
two of the most annoying people imaginable.
Exactly. So
going
put them
back
in
and
a
forth.
single match rather than spread them
that
out.
have that. Granted, yes, both would have a cult following. So yes, people would watch it, and there would be two sides absolutely invested in it. No, I agree with you. Right, I agree with you with that. It would be a good booking decision, just not one that I have any remote interest in.
Right. I want to say this, and it's not even the fact that CM Punk. It's like you're watching CM Punk, the original CM Punk versus CM Punk 2.0.
It's like having Fortnite versus PUBG. Neither games I have any interest in playing.
See, Logan Paul is a person that you have to put against someone that's going to be a fan favorite. And Logan Paul is somewhat, but you need a fan favorite to versus Logan Paul. And that fan favorite, I already know who it is going to be facing him at WrestleMania. And it's going to be Bad Bunny because he was cleared. You laughing. You're laughing.
Come on now.
The United. Yes, that's what they're going to do.
No.
Yes.
It's going to be Snoop Dogg.
No.
The Snoop elbow.
No.
No, even better. They're going to bring back the best in the world, Shane McMahon.
I'd rather see that, though, too.
Dude, they both have leg issues. That is not a smart decision.
It's for the bionic knee. The winner gets a new titanium shin.
Dude, you ain't right.
That ain't right.
Oh, God.
It's the battle for the knee surgery.
While we're waiting for AEW Dynamite to finish up before we go over to our review, as we do every Wednesday night, let us know in the comments if you're watching, who would you like to see CM Punk face at WrestleMania? Because we already know it's a foregone conclusion, provided he sticks around. But we want to know, after hearing our decisions, who would you put him up against? I would also like to see, who do you want him to just wrestle, period? You know, I mean, there's obviously going to be time for matches in the next couple of months, regardless of the Rumble or Elimination Chamber or anything like that. Who would you want to see Punk actually wrestle that he has not had an opportunity to do so with? Personally.
But honestly, Jeff's prediction is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I honestly kind of agree with Jeff's prediction, because I do feel it's gonna be Punk versus Roman. It's good. It's like, yeah, I think that's gonna be it, and I'm in agreement with that.
No.
Well, hold on. Do we have any confirmation
Would I
about
like it? No.
Because I mean, you could say that Paul
I think
Heyman
that's a
has
good
probably
prediction.
worked with him to some extent, but I don't see that being happening simply because of Cody.
Yeah.
I think for as much as they may have gotten for Punk to come in,
Triple threat.
Cody coming in was a bigger deal for them, and they have to finish that up. They are not going to go ahead and put him on again to not finish the story.
Right. Like it
So
has
it's going to be a triple threat.
No, it's not. It's going to be Kevin Owens versus CM Punk.
What else would he have signed? Well, here's the thing.
I mean, he did get a bag of money.
Well, I mean, besides the money, Punk is also in a unique situation that for WWE, it was almost like a perfect storm. AEW is, while pay-per-views may be still good, they are starting to flounder television-wise.
The booking has gotten notably worse over the past few months.
And Vince is gone from creative. He is gone, regardless of whether or not he has any portion in TKO or in WWE. It is Triple H making the decisions now, which has always been a limelight for a lot of people who left WWE in the first place or were released. And I almost hate to say this, but from a creative aspect, the fact that the WWE did lose Wyndham Rotunda, Bray Wyatt, you have now also lost a very significant and unique creative aspect to WWE that I think someone with Punk's mind can fill in.
Right.
Now, I may just be throwing darts at a board here, but like I said, it almost felt like the perfect opportunity to actually latch on to Punk and get him for WWE under WWE's terms.
Oh, I agree. It absolutely I don't want to say it was a smart move, but it definitely gave a slap to the face to AEW. Especially with all the drama that they had, especially that they're basically on like a down point in their existence. What better way to basically flip them off as to not only did you get Cody and Jade Cargill, now you basically took back CM Punk, and it's like people are jumping ship from AEW at them. They just lost QT Marshall as well.
Not even that. You got Brian Pillman's son, so that makes 4.
Yeah.
Wait, CM Punk.
Not to mention, Brian Pillman Jr. or Lexus King.
Yeah.
Put him on. He's actually doing stuff now. He's in like major storyline with the former champ Carmelo. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if you necessarily would have gotten that unless you knew how to naturally use people. And I think between Triple H and Shawn Michaels, you have enough experience there and you have enough clout of that experience to be like, you know what? I have an idea for you. Let's run with it.
Right.
DX is running the creative show. Now how about that?
Well,
yeah. It's like they you either die the hero or you live and become WWE.
Anyway.
Is that the villain or is that something else?
I don't know. It's like it's kind of funny how things turn out like that. It's like you knew Triple H and Shawn Michaels were going to be involved with WWE forever, but it just they're running the show.
Yeah, they
legitimately now.
All right,
but yeah, so it's like it is funny how it works out.
Yeah, or King, whatever. If you want to call him King, call him King.
Change his name. I don't like that name. Just change his name back to Brand.
He has his reasons. I mean,
change the name.
Not everybody wants to live off of their father's legacy.
Man,
which is fine. Understandable.
But
You know
It
you
is
want
just
to.
funny though.
let us
It
now
is
get
funny how
to
things
the
work.
other half of Journeys United. For those of you who don't normally come in or watch us, or some of you who may be a little bit new to the show, we plan this on Wednesday night so that this way we can give you the freshest possible take on AEW Dynamite. So let's go ahead and get into that with our Dynamite Aftermath. So, boys, what happened on the show tonight?
Well,
Anything good?
it basically opened with Bryan Danielson joining the commentary booth, and they're continuing on with the Continental Classic Gold League match. So they have Jay Lethal versus Jon Moxley. Now, what they're doing with this Continental Classic thing is that victories on the shows get them points, and I forget exactly how it works out, but the people with the most points, I think, get like title shots or something good's gonna happen for them.
Like, I think it's 2 points for a win, 1 point for
It's 3 for a win.
Oh, 3 for a win.
3 for
It's
a
like
win,
now they're actually getting back to like the whole, hey, we're trying to be a legitimate sport.
which is fine. It's like, okay, I like that. I do like some unique things going on. It's like I love like things like King of the Ring. I love tournaments. I love things that actually look like, or at least have the feel of structure. And I'm not talking about structures like steel cages. Just like it has like a development structure. It has like, I don't know. Maybe I like spreadsheets too much. I don't know. But basically it's like you win, you get points. The people with the most points get title shots, or good things happen to them in like the next pay-per-views, etc., etc. So it's like an actual scoring system.
Mm-hmm.
So they have so the first match was Jay Lethal versus Jon Moxley. Moxley got 3 points from a win on a previous show, and decent match. And Moxley wins by submission with a body scissor sleeper hold, which it was actually kind of cool. I like how they're doing that with Moxley, but it's like the one thing I'm wondering is like you have him win these matches, so he's of course in another title shot, and does he do anything with it? Or I don't know. But yeah, basically Moxley beats Jay Lethal. Got Danielson on commentary, etc., etc. I think he had like a promo for Revolution that's popping up on March 3rd. So I guess March 3rd is going to be their Revolution show, so one of their bigger shows. Had some things with the Ric Flair and Sting, which I didn't really watch. It's like I like the retirement tour for Sting. I'm just not really into the. I don't even know how I can put it.
Or is it you're just not ready for him to leave yet? Just say that.
Which going back to what Jeff was saying here, what are the possibilities in regards to this continental tournament that they're doing? What are the possibilities that they might go ahead and pull the trigger on Jay White?
Or pull the trigger on Swerve, because Swerve is building.
Well, who won tonight? There was Swerve versus Jay White.
Well, they also had Mark Briscoe versus Rush. So Rush actually.
Okay, I don't think anyone's concerned about Mark Briscoe versus Rush.
Yeah, I don't think anyone really cared too much. It was
look,
but Rush. Hey, Rush gets 3 points. Cool.
Family.
MJF.
There was no way Rush was he?
What's up?
Did Rush win or not?
Rush won. Yep.
Rush won?
Yeah.
Oh, that upsets me.
With a corner drop kick.
Oh,
cool.
Man, I was really pulling for Briscoe. I was.
Yeah. But then we had more MJF promo, which was all right. So basically hyping himself up, sick of the Scooby-Doo bullshit, I think he said. And so it's
at this point MJF is in just like a holding pattern.
They're going with the who's the devil that they referred to earlier. So basically MJF is gonna start breaking down. Oh wait, no, it wasn't MJ. Yeah, so he's gonna basically figure out who the devil is. He's gonna take them out one by one to unmask them, and if he wants a tag match, he's on. So Samoa Joe's not too happy about it, and so you have the friction between them, which, all right, legitimate build up, shows the friction between the two. It's a decent storyline with MJF. Fine. After that, we actually saw another appearance from AR Fox again.
Yeah.
Against Wardlow. So you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
AR Fox completely demolished immediately. Referee stoppage after with the last ride.
Cool.
I gotta say, I feel so bad for AR Fox.
Yep.
Like, they have done him no favors since the whole "hey, let me betray Darby" thing. And I don't know if that's necessarily like just mismanagement, or it's in the thing where it's like at the time they were just picking up whatever indie person they could get their hands on, whether it was Action Andretti, AR Fox, Vikingo, Bandito, anybody they had like one match and people liked it. They're like, "Yep, you sign, you sign, you sign."
And yeah, well, it's like with after they basically released all their jobbers in like that previous wave of releases. And so it's like, who are they going to have to basically job out? And unfortunately, it's AR Fox, who deserves a lot better.
Right.
But you can only hope at this point better will happen in 2024. But I don't see it happening before December 30th.
At least not before the next pay-per-view show, because he was just utterly crushed. It's depressing.
And now we're going to talk about Jay White versus Swerve.
Before that, we had Action Andretti and Top Flight versus Brother Zay and the Hardy Boys. They're basically having Brother Zay job out as well, and taking the Hardys with them, unfortunately. So, yep, Action Andretti and Top Flight win on a full Nelson slam onto Brother Zay. So Zay takes the pinfall again. This is another set of poor bookings that I'm just not agreeing with.
What happened to his tag team partner?
I forget. I don't know.
Is it injury or
probably? It's just, even if it's an injury, don't just have him constantly job out while being teamed up with a legendary tag team.
Right.
It's like I said before, their booking decisions have just been
yeah.
I'm like, and especially after the Hardy Compound match, where they established where they basically established Brother Zay. Since then, they've pretty much lost every single time. It's like, what was the point?
Unfortunately, it seems like AEW is trying to right itself to an extent and trying to come off as more legitimate bouts and
which
wrestling,
is fine, but I don't know. It's like did they hire Vince's old writing crew or something? Because this is like, it's like from last year, it's like a full 180 on the quality and the choices of booking in like the non-main event matches.
Right. Well, actually, speaking of that, let's go into what Jeff mentioned here, because this is kind of what I was going to bring up about QT Marshall deciding that he is going to take his leave from AEW at the end of the year. So he's going to work all the way up to December, and then come 2024 in January, he will be gone and he will pursue other avenues. This is not them letting him go. This is him choosing.
Which is fine.
I do not necessarily feel I want to work here with the direction that AEW is going in.
So, well, if he's the one who's booking these matches, he feels like he's sabotaging them. But or if it's the direction that he does, or if it's the direction that's causing these matches, yeah, I could see him wanting to go, because these booking decisions are dumb.
Right.
So well, again, it's more of the question of where AEW is going, and if he doesn't want to be a part of that direction, which it looks like they're trying to give him more of a real sports feel.
I mean, that's fine.
It's silly bollocks like the Hardys is not being counted in.
Hardys are silly bollocks. Hardys are awesome.
Of the House of Black as much as you used to. I get it to a certain extent, but I don't know if you want to make a change like that so quickly.
Well, it's like you can give it a real sports feel while still having legitimate characters and gimmicks. You can absolutely do that. Otherwise, you're going to end up like another pile of mid 2000s WWE bull crap.
Mm-hmm.
That people just stopped watching because it was just basically the same characters for every character.
Well, that's the thing. It's like you look at something like that match with Top Flight and Action Andretti, and how they're setting that up against Penta and it looked like Vikingo and what was it? Who was the third one? Commander. It's high flyers with masks versus high flyers without masks. That's it.
Yeah.
Like they're all very credible and very talented athletes. But again, I actually had to go ahead and look just to make sure I was like mentioning the right luchador.
Exactly, because it's like they're all playing the same type of we're serious, legit athletes. That's fine if there's like one or two people like that, or even if you have a tag team. Kurt Angle did that. But when every single person on your roster is being shoehorned into that character, and those are the only ones you're booking to win, it gets boring. It doesn't advance anything. It's like,
I hate to say, the only person I can say on AEW right now that is exhibiting any kind of character, any kind of actual presence when they come to the ring or when they're on the ramp or even when they're in a match and they stick in that character, it's Christian.
It's Christian, MJF, and Kenny Omega.
That's softened a little.
Yes. Yes. He's definitely softened. I'm talking about like overall, even like face, heel, or in between. Christian is legitimately their best number one heel right now.
He's their best character. Period. He's basically like almost starting his own little cult. It's like trying to be Dark Order, but like
he's
not
the father.
Spooky bollocks.
He's their father, after all.
And I'm sorry, it's like whatever the apology he gave to Adam Copeland tonight. That was funny.
He should call his future faction Daddy Issues.
Oh snap! That yeah.
WWE has mommy. AEW has daddy.
Well, technically WWE also has
Randy. We don't care about Randy Orton.
Eddie from WWE would easily kick the ass.
Orton's the same character that he always plays. So, but back to it. We have Emi Sakura versus Julia Hart in a TBS Championship House Rules match. It's basically, apparently, House Rules is that they had was submissions don't finish the match. So end up Julia Hart wins via pinfall via moonsault. So Julia Hart retains, which as she should, otherwise it would be, as I've said before, completely pointless if she didn't.
Correct.
And then we had the Christian Cage promo that we all loved. And then we go to the break, and then we have Switchblade Jay White. It was Jay Wright Day at Villanova, which they lose to St. Joe's because.
When you're the only prominent white guy over at New Japan Pro Wrestling, you white.
Yeah, you got Switchblade Jay White versus Shane Swerve Strickland. It was a Continental Classic match, so points were involved, and it was, as I believe Jeff mentioned in the comments, fantastic. That was a very, very good match. I was very, very pleased with that. So it's like the matches are still good. It's just the finish, like the bookings and choices of wins for anything that's not involving like main event picture. Like if it's involving like main event or their main storyline, the choices are. Ooh, pardon me. The choices are veering towards, okay, this is decent. It pushes the storyline along. The choices made for the non-main event picture matches, atrocious. So, but back to the Swerve Strickland Jay White match. That was a really great match. It was back. It was back and forth. You saw some powerful moves, and in the end, you had Shane Strickland winning with a crucifix pin after reversing the sleeper suplex. So Strickland gets 3 more points in the in the total.
Okay.
So they finished the show strong.
I just want to make one point. Kind of like how you were saying with the matches and everything. Is it a possibility that maybe AEW needs to take Tony Khan away from creative, much in the same way that WWE needed to take Vince out of creative?
Yes and no. It's like I haven't seen enough to say that yet. But I do agree. It does feel like it's heading in that direction.
Yeah.
I think he's been sniffing the glue a little too much in the back. But it's
I'm not saying anything about like him being all sweaty, and
which
erratic,
is like
whatever substance he has. I never yuck someone's yum, but I do think it needs to be stated that the way AEW is going, it seems like it's more for Tony, who is a super fan.
Which is fine. It's fine to be a super fan and run your own wrestling company if you have the damn money for it. It's just
right, but I don't know if you necessarily need to have that alternative with that much money, with that much of a cast, and with that much television time where it's all the same stuff. I thought the whole idea of Collision was that Collision was going to be the more sports-focused thing, and Dynamite could still be the place where you get your story. But now that there is really no differential between the two because Punk was supposed to have Collision, but now it's just all the same, especially Rampage, which nobody cares about Rampage.
Rampage is the Sunday Night Heat.
All just a lot of the same stew. I need some side dishes. I need some dessert.
Yeah.
What's up?
It's like the booking of, like I said, the booking of the non-main event stuff has been atrocious as of late. So he does. It's like I'll give it another couple months. If it doesn't improve, then yes, he does need to be pushed away for a little bit, just so things can get like a nice little refresh. And yes, I do agree. Ospreay will be a good shot in the arm, but like with a lot of stars, they do still need to be booked well.
Yeah.
If they're not booked well, then there's going to be an issue, and it's going to end up just causing. It's gonna basically cause issues again. And we're just going to be back to where we started here.
And touching on that idea of the belts, I really hope that they're not going to go ahead and actually do another belt for this Continental Classic thing.
I think the Continental Classic should be like a cup or like an award.
Yeah,
kind of like how the King of the Ring was, where it's like, yeah, it's not a title, but you can walk around with like a crown. Cool, King Booker.
Or
King Booker out of it.
Like MGF has brandished for so many years.
Yeah, the ring. Fine. Yeah, and that's fine. It's like it's an award. It won't leave you. Yeah, you might not win it again, but you have that award. It's like, yeah, you're like a 4-time Continental Classic champion.
Maybe you'll watch it a little bit, but see that feels maybe a little bit too simple, especially for as many people as they have. Because if you have like only 3 belts and you have everybody vying for those 3 belts, you absolutely are not going to have some people get some TV time because otherwise you have to actually make up reasons for people to fight.
Yeah,
and that may be like the one cheat that AEW has. They have so many belts between Ring of Honor and AEW and whatever bollocks ones they go ahead and come up with. I don't know why I'm talking so British today, but I am.
Righto.
They have the Owen Hart tournament, which Ricky, you saw him hold that belt once, and you never saw him hold it again. And then obviously there's the stuff if you work with AAA or any other New Japan Pro Wrestling, anyone else outside of AEW's work. You can just have people go for belts, and that's it. You don't need storylines. You just be like, "Oh yeah, I want that."
Yeah, but I do hate to switch the tracks again, but being that Day does have to jet soon, let's get quickly into our predictions from last week from Survivor Series.
Okay. I see private chat now.
Yes. So yeah, let's switch over to that. I got the sheet loaded up, and
Right.
I hate to say it, but my overall streak completely now is over. I did not win against you guys this time.
And all thanks for D coming back.
Very nice. You came back. Hey, you came back strong in the WWE pool, and you took you took a perfect 5 out of 5. I think that is our first perfect score. Overall perfect score out of us 3. And not only that, we also had one of our fan predictions hit a perfect score as well, with Jeff matching the 5 out of 5. So
Yep.
the first perfect scores happened to be 2 in the same show.
Fireworks, baby.
Granted, out of the card, it was our lowest. It was our lowest number of match card, but still, a perfect score is a perfect score. That counts as a 100%. Congratulations to both Davion and Jeff in the fan pool for predicting the full card. Nicely done.
And I did not cheat, ladies and gentlemen. I do not cheat. I'm not a fraud.
Again, to be fair, we did these predictions, recorded them early because of the Thanksgiving week.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had it up there that Carlito was going to wrestle. And obviously when that changed over to Dragon Lee, it didn't change any of our opinions because they just needed to get those.
We had Escobar going all the way.
Yeah, no. Congratulations to both of you. I hold no ill will towards either. I do hold ill will towards Damage Control because they should have won that match.
That was really dumb booking, in my opinion. You had all that fanfare, all that build up, only for them to fart the first pay-per-view match away. That is bad booking. Bad booking against a group of don't get me wrong, it is a group of very, very popular, very skilled wrestlers. It's like great, you had all that good booking, and then you just did a same old shit result. Even with all the spots, they gave Damage Control the good spots, and only for them to lose. That is bad booking.
Well, yeah.
I could understand like Team Cody winning over Judgment Day. That's fine. But Damage Control winning over not Damage Control. They didn't even have a team name.
They didn't even have a team.
It's like that was just that was a garbage result to a team that you had a lot of hype going, a lot of momentum to that. Everyone shifting around, everyone bouncing around.
Well, no, I just wanted to give you that because you were on.
No, it's all right. No, you could keep me off the same size as you guys. But up next, but yeah, basically, let's just go down the list here. It was ended up being Dragon Lee versus Escobar. Escobar won. Everyone picked that. We had Gunther versus The Miz. Gunther wins. Everyone knew that. Same thing with Rhea Ripley versus Stark. Ripley wins because yay. But then we had the 2 War Games matches. We had the women's War Game with Damage Control versus not Damage Control, and the bad booking decision there. Not Damage Control winning, which we did have 2 predictions for that. We had Day and Jeff were the only ones who picked that.
And I
So-
agree with you, Jeff. To start with
Yes.
Bailey and Damage Control split.
I agree that was going to happen. Should not have happened on this show. They should have started that on the next one and then built that up to WrestleMania. That's what they should have done. They did it one pay-per-view too soon. And finally, we had Team Cody versus Judgment Day, and Team Cody pulled out the win. I was the only one who picked Judgment Day, and that is on me. So yeah, I thought it would have been a bigger impact with McIntyre. I was mistaken, but it was that one had a legitimate storyline going. That was fine. I got no problem with that result, even though I picked incorrectly. So
You can't do that to Cody, man.
See, I thought that, in my opinion, I think that could have been a better storyline, having him lose his dad's match, and then maybe have him come back the next year and do it. But I think they could have added some storyline to it, but they didn't. Which had Cody win it, the Destined Child, whatever. Good, great.
They already have
Fine.
extended Cody's story so much. It's basically Harry Potter at this point. It's too many books.
Well, I still say they completely botched the result with Cody against Reigns last WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like, so being that they completely screwed the pooch on that one, it's now it's like Cody is now like the Destined Child.
The Golden Child.
The Golden Child, exactly.
I want the knife.
Remember, I still love the memes where they Photoshop Cody into all the historical events.
Now we just need to have Cody Rhodes traipse across a room full of wooden pillars that land on nothing while holding a glass of water and not spilling a drop.
Yep. But still, overall though, Davion and Jeff, both of you got 5 out of 5, perfect score, perfect card,
and
that gets you a gold star on both of them.
Well, okay, so next one we have, I'm guessing is going to be World's End for AEW on December 30th.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't really have any card for that yet, except we know MJF versus Samoa Joe for the title. Obviously, we've got about a month's worth of build for that.
Yes. So when that gets a little closer to it, then we'll do the predictions for it. Whether or not I may not be here for that particular show because I will be. It is the Christmas holiday, end of the year, New Year's. People be busy, so that may be another pre-recorded one.
Yeah.
And
as Jeff mentioned, NXT does have one coming up soon, so we may end up doing that one first. So we'll look into it.
I stated on the show before, until the WWE starts treating NXT like a legitimate brand and not the developmental, we are not going to count any of that.
That's true. We can still do predictions for funsies, but it won't count towards the record.
Oh man!
Yeah, if you want to do it for funsies, if you want to do it on your own, that's completely fine. But we are not going to put it up on the roster with all the other legitimate pay-per-view or PLEs that are out there.
Okay.
Indeed.
Okay, Jeff. As long as you're fine with that.
Indeed. But
so our next one if you would like to also go ahead and chime in with your picks for World's End, we will be doing that in a couple of weeks, leading up to the day before New Year's Eve. So go ahead, make sure that you are subscribed, that you are liking, that you are following, hitting the bell. Do all the things. Just do all the things so that this way you can be back here when we go ahead and start doing our predictions, which of course we will let you know of ahead of time. Outside of that, gentlemen, do you have anything else that you would like to add for this week's edition? Because I know we did touch heavily on Punk. For good reason. Yeah. But I definitely wanted to make sure that you guys had anything else. If you wanted to voice it, go right ahead.
Nah, not at this moment.
Not at the moment. I think that we covered a lot tonight.
Yeah.
And so, yep, we got CM Punk, we got Dynamite, and we got our prediction recap for the. It's like we had like a couple prediction recaps in a row because just that's happens to be all the shows crashing together.
Yeah.
So, out of curiosity, when's the next Impact show?
I'm sorry, say again.
When's the next Impact show?
Impact. What's Impact? Oh, TNA.
TNA. You're right. Exactly. I need to. I need to relabel
Impact? That. I've never heard of it.
Exactly.
That is a good question. I don't know if we're going. What?
But
How
on
do you
that case,
feel about doing TNA ones? Because I feel like between AEW and WWE, which is already going to be like 2 prediction things a month, more than
Right.
likely, sometimes more.
I was gonna say
because they are going to
like
be
for Impact, we could do it like NXT. We could make it
one
like
a month
big show.
thing rather than like the one every 3 months they've been doing. They are planning on doing more consecutive ones. So I don't necessarily want the show to be just, hey, we're doing predictions.
Mhm.
If it's a notable TNA one, like Slammiversary or Victory Road or something like that, how do you guys feel about doing Impact?
I have no problem doing it. It's like I figure we maybe we can make it set towards their main shows, like their main like say like the Big Four or something like that.
Right.
I got no problem with
it. WWE has its Big Four and well, technically Big Five because I think Money in the Bank has its own little notch at this point.
Something like that. But yeah, I have no problem doing it.
Right.
I enjoy predictions because I think they're fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I do feel I am sad that we do sleep on Impact or TNA, given the kind of people that they do have over there.
Oh yeah, yeah. They have a lot of my favorites.
Between like the women's division, they have a great women's division over there between Jordynne Grace, Trinity, Masa Slamovich. They have some great heavy hitters. And from the men's perspective, I mean, they have their nice mix of oldies and newies, and you know, these are people that unless they end up doing another Forbidden Door with AEW, you may not see anything about them.
Yeah.
Some oldies, newies, and Tommies. So,
Tommy.
All right, but yeah. So let's but yeah, I give the thumbs up for Impact, and I guess we could say we can close it on that.
All right. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of another Jabronis United. Again, thanks again for Davion and Kyle for being here, and for all the people in the chats, especially Jeff with his pointed views and excellent guessing. If you want to go ahead and do the same, make sure you come back to us next week. And from all of us here at Jabronis United, as always, stay humble.